Hello everyone, I'm Sonal Sharma. I'm the founder and CEO of a co-working space and also a networking platform. A little bit about myself. I've actually started my entrepreneur journey at the age of 40, when most of us here are actually at the peak of our careers and making retirement plans. That's the time I decided I needed to start off. And why not? Age is just a number. So just to give you a little background of how I got here was, got out of my college, got a banking job. 2 years into my banking job, got married into a huge joint family of 16 people. And this is a little snippet of my little family. And I was the oldest of the next generation, completely interested with the responsibility of taking care of the family. And most of us Indians understand that, but for some of us who don't, it's like joint families work like small HR companies. There are lots of people with lots of agendas, lots of different thought processes, and they all need to be stirred together in one single direction. So here I was taking care of my big family, and I'm happy to say that we're doing well on that account because we're still together and doing well. For me, my turning point actually came when I met a colleague of mine from my banking days. She was a successful wealth manager and a very, very successful mother as well, a single mother. So I understood that if she could strike that equilibrium of being able to take care of her family as well as pursue her career, why couldn't I? Why couldn't I be pursuing my career and also be, fair to my family? So here I was sitting on an idea of a co-work for a while. So decided to just pick up all my savings and all my courage and to take off. But itna easy nahi tha jitna socha tha. 15 years of actually not being part of any industry had made my knowledge a little obsolete. Technology was not my forte. Digitalization, which was the new normal, did not come naturally to me at all. I was in a completely different alien world. Finance was done very differently now. So then, started doing a lot of online courses, reaching out to a lot of people for help. I remember calling up my friends to write simple professional mails because the lingo had completely changed. My 10-year-old could point out mistakes in my PPT. But then that's fine, right? I was on a learning curve. So what is that one thing I realized that stopped me from starting? Or stops any of us from starting? It's basically starting itself. Breaking that inertia of jumping into something unknown and sticking by it through thick and thin. I've already mentioned I was in a completely unknown world. And the only thing that got me through was my commitment to it. Every time it got a little tough, there was a little monkey in my head who kept telling me like, nahi ho pa raha yaar, bahut difficult hai. Ab aage nahi ho raha, nahi samajh aa raha. But I just kept telling him that, boss, karna to padega, right? There is no other way. So, and entrepreneur journeys are not a straight line affair. They are basically a roller coaster ride. And if you're going to get onto that roller coaster, you have to be 100% committed to it. Otherwise, you should not even get into it. So here I was, being committed to my roller coaster and landing straight into 2019. My pilot was a success. I was completely ready to scale, take on new ventures. But by the end of 2019, we were hit by something that changed our lives forever, the pandemic. The pandemic suddenly gave me a product that was unsellable. From, going and strategizing to scale up, we suddenly had to strategize to just stay afloat. And co-working spaces are a lot about their members because we house a lot of startups as well. And we also have to help them through their journey. So a lot of us were going through personal and professional losses. So we got all our resources together to stay afloat and also help our members through this journey. Because that's how a bond is created. And I'm happy to say that that bond that we created through then has stayed with us, and a lot of our members are still with us and doing well with their careers and their professions and businesses now. Another learning that I had through my journey was, I think business school students understand that the process of iteration, or in layman terms, just the willingness to fail and learn from it. I think it's just about being open to ideas from your peers, from your from your customers, from anybody who's coming through your way, and taking fresh ideas and actually following through with them. It's okay to say that I don't know. It's okay to take constructive criticism and just play along. I mean, when I started off, I understood that I needed SOPs to run my spaces, and I sat down and created a full proof document to run the spaces. Day one, failed to implement the basic processes I had created. Went back to my drawing board and made 15 to 20 changes to the same process I had created, and just so that they could be implemented better. I'm actually going to come up with an example. So when did we actually get our independence? 15th August 1947. And when did our constitution, our book of rules, come about? 26 January 1950. 2.5 years later. And by 2021 October, we had made 105 amendments to it. All I'm trying to get at is running a business or a company is very fluid. It's dynamic and it's changing every day. We have to constantly be changing to this be aware of this ever-changing environment and learn along. And finally, when you've gone through all that I've spoken about, there's that one thing that's actually going to come to you very naturally. Most of us are not actually born with it. It's something that needs to be cultivated. And it's cultivated when you rise as a phoenix every time you're burnt to ground. The abhyas of doing and undoing, learning and unlearning, gives you one of the most important ingredients, and that is self-confidence. So, and as women, I feel that we underestimate our power of being multidimensional. We could be mothers, we could be entrepreneurs, CEOs, founders, and a mix of all, and be successful. So I feel that we should never hold our ambitions back. If you have an idea, feel empowered to take it through. And why not? Only you can validate your own ideas. And go forward with your journey every time you feel you're ready with it. Thank you.